Hey Magic players, Brian here for MTGFrontierGuide, bringing you another budget deck tech. This week we have a budget Hedron Alignment deck. That's right, Hedron Alignment is now a thing. We start off with a playset of Hedron Alignment. The way this card works is basically if you control one in every zone and one in your hand at the beginning of your upkeep, you win the game. In order to pull this off, you need to rethink the way you play Magic. This is a race to stay alive long enough to put the puzzle pieces together and win the game. This thing is hexproof, which makes it hard for your opponent to get rid of, and it has the ability to let you scry for 1 blue and 1 generic mana. The rest of this deck is basically setting up your hand and bouncing all threats back to your opponent's hand. To do that, we have 3 Oaths of Jace and 3 Anticipates. Oath of Jace lets you go 3 cards deep, keep a card, and discard 2 cards. This is a great way to get that Hedron Alignment into the graveyard. Then we have Anticipate, which also lets you go 3 cards deep, keep 1 card, and lets you put 2 in the bottom of your library. Super helpful to set up your next move. We follow that up with playsets of both Contingency Plan and Taigam Scheming. Same card, different name. Both let you go 5 cards deep and plan up to your 5 next moves and put up to 5 cards in the graveyard. Alright, these next 3 cards use the Delve mechanic to get one of our Hedron Alignments into the exile zone. The way Delve works is, you exile cards in your graveyard, you get to choose which ones. Each card exiled this way pays for 1 generic mana of the spell's cost, so with Treasure Cruise you could cast it for basically 1 blue mana. Dig Through Time for 2 and Temporal Trespass for 3. Treasure Cruise lets you draw 3 cards, again for as low as 1 single blue mana, which is why this card is banned in Modern. Dig Through Time lets you go 7 cards deep, draw 2 of those 7, and put the rest on the bottom of your library at instant speed. Temporal Trespass lets you take an extra turn, which can make all the difference in winning or losing the game. Alright, from here on out, we have cards that will keep you alive by getting rid of threats, and can also help protect your Hedron Alignment from ending up somewhere you don't want it. We have 4 copies of Displacement Wave and 3 copies of Engulf the Shore. Displacement Wave is awesome. If you have a bunch of tokens that you need to deal with, you can just cast it where X equals 0, so just 2 blue mana, and goodbye tokens. Engulf the Shore works at instant speed and sends back creatures with toughness less than or equal to the number of islands that you control, and thankfully we have tons of islands. Next we have 1 Crush of Tentacles and 2 Baral's Expertise. Crush of Tentacles sends all non-land permanents back to their owner's hands, and if you cast it for its search cost, you also get a huge 8/8 Octopus token. Baral's Expertise is super efficient. You get to send back 3 artifacts or creatures to their owner's hands and cast a spell with CMC 4 or less without paying for it. The mana base is super simple. Since we are running a single color and the mana curve isn't too high, we run 23 islands, that's it. Sideboard as always is up to you and what you normally face at your local store, but here are some good cards to think about. We have Talent of the Telepath, Ceremonious Rejection, Negate, Ether Spouts. Also, Scatter to the Wind is great since it can awaken a land in a pinch. Alright, well that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like the video and subscribe to our channel, it helps us out a great deal. Also leave us a comment, let us know if you gave the deck a try and how it worked out for you. This was Brian with MTGFrontierGuide, bringing you the Hedron Alignment budget deck tech. Thanks again, and get out there and have fun and play some Magic. Bye!